Our major adversaries in the world do not believe we have strength. Like Donald Trump or not, hate him, love him, whatever it is, he projected strength. Was he an asshole? Sure, he was definitely an asshole. Did he do things that weren't appropriate sometimes? Sure, he didn't. But Biden's not any better. Hey, welcome back to Too Long Didn't Care. I'm your host, Coy Mac, and today we're going to be talking about good old Joe Biden. No Sleepy Joe, because he is our president, and this is what we've got, because nobody wanted Trump because he had a potty mouth and he'd said naughty things, and now we have sleepy Uncle Joe who touches people inappropriately, or at least used to when he had the energy to a few years ago. I don't think he has that anymore, and now we look weak. That's exactly what this segment is about. Is about Joe Biden being weak and being a decrepit old man who is losing his mind. He has dementia. We've known this. We've known this since the primaries, that he had dementia and that his mental acuity is going down. There's no other way to say it, right? I mean, the latest gaffe that he's gotten is calling his vice president president, giving her an upgrade. Give Kamala Harris an upgrade to the presidency, which we already figured was happening. They're probably going to use the 25th and get rid of him. Or he's just going to be like, I can't do it anymore. She's going to have to come in. She's going to have to do the job. It's not the first time or the last time that he's done this. I mean, one of his, the recent gaffe was this one.
Just hit and suffered the most, especially Black, Latino, Native American, and rural communities. This is really important because we believe that speed and efficiency must be matched with fairness and equity. Now, when President Harris and I took a virtual.
And as you can see, it's one of those like Biden moments. He has those moments, but this isn't the first time he's done this, where he called Kamala Harris as vice president-elect in a few months ago.
I hope the president will clearly and unambiguously urge all Americans to take the vaccine once it's available. I took it to instill public confidence in the vaccine. President-elect Harris took hers today for the same reason.
So yeah, as you can see, it's not the first time he's had a gaffe. It probably won't be the last time he had a gaffe, but it just goes to show that I don't think he is actually running the show. He's not running the White House. I think Kamala Harris has been taking over more roles for sleepy old Joe Biden because they're about to wheel him out the the cliff. If you've ever seen that meme of Kamala Harris, like, we won, and then she just like pushes him off the cliff. That's kind of where we're at. We'll see what happens in the next few months. I'm thinking at least after the midterms, 2 years from now, that's when we'll see Joe Biden be actually removed and Kamala Harris be put in, because that'll give her 2 years before the next general election for the presidency, and she can try to run again, which she probably won't because she got no delegates. Remember, in the primary, she had 0 delegates, right? Tulsi Gabbard had 1 delegate. She had 0 delegates. So I doubt people actually want Kamala Harris in. But I mean, hey, if you want the first woman president to be backdoored in, by all means, do that. But that's not even the worst part about what's going on with Joe Biden, is the fact that he's gotten into beefs with 2 of the biggest countries in the world right now, Russia and China. Russia being the one where he has called Vladimir Putin a killer. Well, he didn't say it specifically, but George Stephanopoulos asked him, "Do you think he's a killer?" And he responded with, "Yes, I think he's a killer." I mean, I don't think there is one person in this world that doesn't think Putin is a killer. I mean, former KGB colonel, come on, man. The dude was a spy for the KGB. He is definitely a killer. He has killed a numerous number of people or has poisoned them at one point in time. Yes, he is definitely a killer. But you do not project any strength, Joe Biden. That's why people will do this. This is why Putin is now saying that he wants to debate Biden in a live stream. He knows he can punch this old man in the face with words, and he just has to get a debate with him. That's it. That's all he wants. He's like, yeah, let's just show how weak America is right now, because they elected a man who doesn't know where he is. Like, that's the problem. We do not have a projection of strength anymore. Our major adversaries in the world do not believe we have strength. Like Donald Trump or not, hate him, love him, whatever it is, he projected strength. Was he an asshole? Sure, he was definitely an asshole. Did he do things that weren't appropriate sometimes? Sure, he didn't. But Biden's not any better. Except for one thing he's worse at is being a strong man. And he's definitely not a strong man, and he's never going to be the strong man because he's 1 foot in the grave and we're just propping him up like it's Weekend at Bernie's. That's what we've been doing, right? China doesn't even take Joe Biden seriously. And we know this. His family's been deeply involved in it. That's why the whole Hunter Biden thing got washed under the rug during the general election, is because nobody wanted to see that Joe Biden is weak to China. And if you don't believe me, listen to how they treated our ambassadors in Alaska.
We'll also discuss our deep concerns with actions by China, including in Xinjiang, Hong Kong, Taiwan, cyber attacks on the United States, economic coercion toward our allies.
Oh, I think we thought too well of the United States. We thought that the U.S. side will follow the necessary diplomatic protocols.
所以我们刚才必须阐明我们的立场。
So for China, it was necessary that we make our position clear.
我现在讲一句，你们没有资格在中国的面前说你们从实力的地位出发同中国谈话。
So let me say here that in front of the Chinese side, the United States does not have the qualification to say that it wants to speak to China from a position of strength. China is firmly opposed to U.S. interference in China's internal affairs. We have expressed our staunch opposition to such interference, and we will take firm actions in response. On human rights, we hope that the United States will do better on human rights. China has made steady progress in human rights, and the fact is that there are many problems within the United States regarding human rights, which is admitted by the U.S. itself as well. And the challenges facing the United States in human rights are deep-seated. They did not just emerge over the past 4 years, such as Black Lives Matter.
So, that's how we look. China doesn't even take us seriously. China will never take us seriously because we have an old man who can be pushed around. They couldn't push around Donald Trump. That's why people loved him. That's why people wanted to vote for him in the first place. But now we got Sleepy Joe. We got Uncle Joe, who's going to sit in the White House and wait until his time's up, until Kamala comes over and taps him on the shoulder and says, hey, time to go. Get the fuck out of the house. That's it. Anyway, that's been too long. Didn't care. Hope that enlightens your day and lets you know that we're on the cusp of being a joke for most of the world because we have an old man in the White House.
According to your Facebook page, we aren't friends.